So, like it or not, occasionally you need to talk to your boss. Oh, and when it's about something important, some of us can feel intimidated or downright scared. So, Sharlene Massie from About Staffing is here to help open the lines of communication. Good morning, Sharlene.
Good morning.
So, first and foremost, what do we do?
What do you do when you have to talk to your boss?
What's the first step? Like, how do we prepare for this?
Well, you know, first of all, I think every employee is always going to be a little bit nervous, you know, about talking to their boss. And unfortunately, sometimes they get so nervous that they don't actually talk to their boss. They just rally the troops and they talk to their coworkers and they go home and complain. And that's not the right thing to do. So the first thing that they need to do is really get their ducks in a row and think about what the issue is that they're going to discuss. Don't get all emotional about it. Book an appointment with your boss and say to your boss, hey, I've got an issue I really want to talk to you about. Can we book some time so we can, you know, discuss some solutions? If you say it like that, the boss is going to go, okay, sure. Let's book it. And then the boss will clear their brain. They know it's an issue. And, you know, they'll get away from this idea of, uh-oh, this person's going to quit. So sometimes if you go in and you talk to your boss and you say, hey, I want to talk to you about something, or I need to talk to you about something, and you don't explain that this is an issue, the boss automatically assumes this person's quitting. Automatically. And that's probably not what is going on here. It's just that there's an issue. Maybe it's about stress, or maybe it's about the way something is operating, or perhaps it's something small. A boss can fix it right away. So it's really important to make that clear. I got a problem. I really want to talk to you about it. When is a good time? And then when you go in to talk to your boss, you know, your boss is human, and it is 50.
Ideally, yes.
Ideally, it is. That's what I was going to say. It is 50-50. Some bosses aren't interested in solving a problem. They just want to stick their head in the sand and go about their business, and they don't want to solve things. But assuming that it's a good boss who really does want to solve an issue, then go in there prepared. Go in with your notes written down. Here is my issue, plain and clear. It's not, and don't say everyone in the department, or all my coworkers, or everybody at work. You know, those kinds of terms just aren't going to fly. So make it about you, the employee, and say, you know, I have an issue. Here's what it is. Here's why it's affecting me. Here's why it's affecting my job. Here's what I would like to see happen if you have some solutions. You know, here's what I think is going to happen if we can make these changes together, and discuss them openly. You know, lay out your case, and then let your boss process it. Don't expect your boss to come up with an answer like that. You know, sometimes the boss needs a little bit of time to think about this issue. Maybe the boss had no idea this was going on behind their back. And so they need a little bit of time to process. And then maybe set up a secondary appointment to go back in and talk to your boss.
Now, if it's important enough that you need to set aside time to talk to your boss, obviously it's a big deal for you. And how do you keep the emotions out of it? Obviously, you're going in to speak to your boss because there's something on your mind. So how do you keep it not emotional, factual, and productive?
Well, remember, it's about the issue, and it's about you. So you know, you have to, if you put your case down on paper, and not to present, but to discuss your points, then by the time you get to having written it all out, and by the time you get through your meeting with your boss, it won't be as emotional. It really won't be, because you've booked the time properly, you've presented your case properly. It won't be as emotional as if you just storm in there. You know, if you get really mad and you walk in and you say, I got something to talk to you about right now, and I need to discuss this with you, and you sit down with them that minute and you haven't actually thought it all through, then it will be emotional. And that is not the best way to discuss anything with your boss.
Mentioning privacy, you don't want other people hanging around, and part and parcel with booking it is being sure that you're in the right arena when you're doing it, and not near the water cooler. Maybe not bringing it up during a board meeting.
Oh, you are so right on track with that, because right now, for whatever reason, probably stress related and February issues maybe, this is a big problem right now, that people are yakking to each other. They're drawing in the troops, and they're affecting so many other people. And it could be one person and one issue, But they're really rallying the troops. And that is probably the biggest issue that I'm hearing about right now on both sides. And the employees feel kind of proud of themselves for going around and saying, well, this is everybody, and this is everybody, and this is a huge issue in my whole department. That is really awful. And that's going to ruin that employee's job performance, future, resume. I mean, that person could get dismissed for that kind of thing. And so you really have to be careful. Book the appointment in privacy, in a private area, in an office. Book the time so the boss is clear. Book the time so you're clear as the employee. And really, you know, keep your mouth shut. Don't rally the troops.
That's not always easy. We have time for one quick hot job, outside sales position you have posted.
Yeah, I actually have quite a few outside sales. Now, this particular one, I got the order a couple of days ago, I think Thursday, and this client is awesome. So it's a large manufacturing company. They're national. They've been around for 30-some years, and they are opening up offices all over the place. So they're one of those companies that in this kind of market actually are really, you know, picking up the paces and taking over the market. And so we're looking for somebody. Now, it's a pretty tough job. I mean, it's going to be selling a manufacturing package type of thing to the consumer. So it's a tough sell. But I'm looking for 4 people in Calgary, 2 in Edmonton, and it's a base of $4,500 a month, and then the commission structure is well over the 100 package, so 125 and up. Some of the guys are currently making 150,000, male or female. We're just looking for somebody who has that drive to sell and do it for the money, if you can believe it. I never say that, but it's somebody who's looking for the money. They're going to make big bucks in this one.
breakfasttelevision.ca for some links to About Staffing. Thank you very much, Charlene.
Thanks very much.